You mentioned that Hellvig is a scary blocker. And I think that if you were to ask a player 8 years ago, hey, here's a 6'3" kid, he's really scary, they'd have been like, excuse me? Like you had Phil, you had Stoyanovsky, you had Semenov. Like Phil was maybe the 15th tallest player, but I feel like now blockers like you, Hellvig, are starting to get a lot more common. Where I haven't done the math, but I think that this is the smallest finals we've had in a decade. And I'm curious, like, what's it like being? You're not a 6'3" blocker. I was wrong. So what? 6'1"?
Close. Yeah, close.
6 foot. You jump. I mean, 80 inches out of the.
I'm 184, so it's like 6 foot
Okay.
and a half, or maybe 6'1". Yeah.
But I feel like you guys are sort of the new model. Like you guys, Sweden, a lot of these smaller split blocking teams. That's kind of the new model because as the game went bigger, you can't teach height, and so if you don't have height, then you just get more ball control and faster, and you jump higher. And now, like that's kind of the new mold.
I think the blocker is so really high. Like it's really, really high. And I think he's one of the best. Like him and Moore are the two blockers that I watch the most.
Yeah.
And especially Anders, you can't really replicate that because he's got 20 centimeters.
Right. And he's like
He's
a
huge blunt. I can try to do that, but I can't really do that.
right.
But what Jonatan does is how well he hides and presses. It's insane. And honestly, I watch him a lot, and I learn a lot from him.
Yeah. So what about you, Huff? Who do you like watching?
I like watching the best.
They watch.
No. I actually watch a lot of beach volleyball, but more for entertainment. Like not so much like what he does in terms of like learning from the other players, but I'm actually entertained by other players and the creativity that some players have. And like for example, now I'm seeing a lot of like Hellvig going up with the right hand and then going with the left hand this way, right? And seeing things that I could maybe like apart from like a fun kind of point of view, rather like a technical like what do they do? Because I also feel that we're very unique, and it's very difficult to like look at the best teams in the world, and for other people watching and learning beach volleyball, like everybody kind of has their own way, and it's difficult to, you can get pieces out of someone else's game, like he does with blocking Hellvig, but you can't just like become them or try to be that, right? You have to find your own way, and I think that we've done that quite well this year. Like we have our way, like the way we feel comfortable, the way we feel fluid in our game. So
It's cool to hear that you're that comfortable and confident in just being yourself. How long did it take you to kind of settle into like this is us? Because you're still young, you're 24, but I think it's cool that you're like, we're confident. And I loved your interview in Rio where you were like, Joaquin's the best blocker in the world, and you just said, hey, Javi's the best, people watch him, Javi's the best defender in the world. And I remember a time in Bulgaria where you guys weren't that fond of each other. And so I'm curious, like the brother dynamic, you guys developing that, and also just finding the confidence to say, you know what, this is who we are, and it's working out pretty well.
Honestly, I think Fabio has always had that confidence. Like he's always saying like, he literally always said for years that I'm the best blocker in the world. And literally like 3 years ago, he's already saying that.
I said things like, there's no reason why tomorrow when we go to play another qualifier and elite, we can't do what we can every single time. We believed every single time, right? It only happened.
That's that mentality that's like he really believes it. Like maybe delusional, but like
I just thought there was no reason why it can't be, and I think it's for everyone. Like there's no reason why it can't be you. You know, in any field, not just beach volleyball or anything like in life. Like there's no reason why it can't be you if you put in the work. If you work really hard and you are focused and you channel your energy, your focus into something. There's no reason why it can't be you. And with Joaquin's talent, come on, I mean, everybody could see, I think, even years ago, that there was something with him. Yeah, that was special in blocking, in athleticism, in natural talent of the game, and reading.
I think we're very different in that sense, and I'm a lot more realist. And my confidence goes up and down depending on how we're doing. Right now, it's quite high because he's doing well.
As it should be.
Yeah,
as it should be.
it hasn't always been the case.